will go straight into the grand final.
Has the Canberra preparation for this semi-final been tough enough? We'll know the answer to that in 80 minutes as Mal Meninga leads the side onto the field. Belcher is fullback. Martin, Meninga, Carey, Ferguson, O'Sullivan, Stewart, the forwards Daly, Coyne, Lance, Lazarus, Walters and Todd. The Raiders menu has shark soup sold out, quite a few others sold out as well. Bronco burgers are still there. We're back for seconds. Big Mal leading his side in their title defence, and Laurie Daly, who'll play a lock forward today. Big Glenn Lazarus up front.
Roy Simmons leads out Penrith. They entered the competition in '67. Can they finally make it to a grand final in September of 1990? Green, McIndoe, Fittler, Bentley, Smith, Izzard, Alexander, Mortimer, Cartwright, Geyer, Walker, Simmons and Clark. Coach Phil Gould, who did the trick with Canterbury in 1988, looking for a second chance. Fittler, the young man to take on Meninga. And Alexander, who has all the tricks there is in the game. And little Roy Simmons, the skipper, who has been a part of this lineup for so long now. Greg McCallum is in charge of this vital match. Tim Sheens checks the conditions. A look around the stadium. The Raiders coach, he wants another grand final victory. McCallum gets us underway. Down it comes for McIndoe. Now there's going to be some excitement in this one and a lot of pressure on both teams and the referee after some controversial incidents in the semi-final yesterday. Clark played superbly against Brisbane last weekend. Two very big packs of forwards. Lazarus takes on Walker. Simmons through a dummy, thinking they were going to go for a kick. Fittler quickly. Izzard, what a break. Izzard, Cartwright's there. He looked infield and he couldn't find anybody. Great bust.
I thought Cartwright was going to try to get on the open side of him there.
Alexander out wide for Smith. Ferguson's there. Geyer wraps him up strongly. So what a fine start right down to the Canberra line. Daly brings it away now. The Raiders thought that Penrith were going to settle for a kick. They fooled everybody. Todd, supported by Lazarus, who was hammered by Izzard. Stewart. The kick right away from Green. Makes him travel. The ball does plenty of travelling by itself. Two finds touch beautifully. Both sides showing plenty of class in the opening minute. Now we've got both touch judges in. Now Todd was hit after he unloaded to Lazarus. Cartwright being called over.
State Bank replay, let's have a look at it now. Todd's got the ball now, the pass has gone and he is hammered. In no uncertain terms, let me tell you. That was a very late tackle.
Now they're way upfield. McCallum doesn't look as though he's going to travel all the way back. They will still settle for the scrum. As I said, so much pressure on the referee in this one. In the Challenge Cup final to start the season, Canberra got home 12-2, but then that terrific win by the Panthers down in the nation's capital in round 15. Some nice, sharp touches from both sides, Bill, to start this one.
Certainly have been, and you know, Penrith in that first half last week played superbly, Graham, and they're looking for the same sort of a start. Now, Canberra, of course, have had the week off, but they don't look rusty at all.
Meninga was over the top on Cartwright. McCallum had played an advantage for a long time. Now he's got them offside.
Yes, the pass from Alexander on the State Bank replay shows Meninga coming in and getting him, but Meninga's the player that's been ruled offside there, basically. There were another couple of players, but he was the main transgressor.
Alexander finds touch nicely. Any harm in the layoff for the Raiders, Peter Sterling?
No, not at all. I've always liked that week off. allows you that little bit of time to get over a couple of niggly injuries. I think as long as they're mentally prepared, they're okay.
Penrith working her way through Mortimer. Quick switch for Cartwright charging onto it. So they're showing plenty of variation. Geyer charging onto the ball. Looks back for Simmons to support. Now Mortimer. Mortimer trying to hold it up for Izzard. Simmons, another dummy. Mortimer, ducked under.
That was self-preservation.
The tackle was coming in from Coyne. Izzard, Alexander run around, kick out wide, it'll fall for Belcher. He loses it, lost it in the tackle, Fittler. Did he get it down? Is it to try? Yes, the touch judge has said to McCallum it is. Or is it? He's come in on a player. Now the touch judge is going to report somebody for an incident. It'll be against Penrith. Belcher lost it in the tackle.
Look again, State Bank replay. There it was, the knees, I thought, coming in from Fittler might have had something to do with it. But Fittler picks up the ball, gets into the in-goal area, but is called back. Now, Fittler is the player, I'm told, well, it looks as though he's the player that might have put the knees into Belcher's back. There they went. Now, whether they were accidental or not, that's up to the touch judge. But there's the penalty gone to Canberra, so Fittler was the player that was spoken to. It has to be knees.
So a very direct action from the touch judge. Again, ironic compared to yesterday.
Gee, I think that might have been a tough call. How'd you see it, Pete Sterling?
I thought it was a very tough call. I don't think there was any intent from Brad Fittler by any stretch of the imagination. I thought it should have been play on.
Well, the game is 5 minutes old and we've had drama aplenty. And it will continue as the Panthers bring it back to halfway. Smith got there with a nice little step. Now here's Geyer. It's with Alexander. Now it's across for Clark. Alexander again, first receiver. This time out for Fittler. But away from the defence, got it back for Alexander. Linking up with Walker. 32 metres away from the Raiders line. Cartwright for Geyer.
Well, they're certainly keeping the ball alive. That's the main thing that's come out of the match so far. Both teams are flinging the ball about.
On the last, Alexander has dropped it as he tried to kick it.
They're caught by one leg. Let's have a look at this. Just as he's about to get the kick, in comes the tackle. Ankle taps him, and the handover goes to the Canberra side. Now the penalty has gone to Canberra. The marker's not standing correctly, and Canberra will get a relieving kick.
And they may well have needed it too, because there's been plenty of pressure on the Raiders. Meninga will look for touch from just outside the 22. Now it's about 35 metres out for the restart. Walters does the honours. Lazarus brings it up. Well, you heard the Penrith player go down as he was accidentally kicked. I think it was Geyer in quite some pain. Play on though. Daly has it. Just short of the halfway mark. Plenty of brown and white jumpers there in defence. Now Lance gets to halfway.
Well, they were only about 4 yards apart there in that particular play of the ball. The Penrith side were allowed to get right up.
Stewart in doubt up until the start of this game with a hamstring problem. This kick is down for Green, who just manages to stay in there with it. Daly's got him about 5 or 6 metres away from the Panthers line. So it's the Panthers' turn to soak up some pressure. They've got possession of the football 10 metres away from their own line. Alexander is in there at dummy half. Simmons first receiver this time. No score. Canberra and Penrith in what is shaping as a terrific struggle here at the football stadium.
Yes, while they're working the play away from their line here, Penrith, let's have a look at these under-21 and reserve grade results. St George, the most comprehensive win thus far, 30 points to Canberra's 10, and Canberra's 17, Penrith 2. And I've got to mention Wayne Collins, the hooker, in the Canberra side, reserve grade side. 3 tries they scored, each one he gave the last pass for. A splendid performance.
So that kick has been able to find touch just outside the Canberra quarter. And the Panthers, representing Sydney's only hope in the Winfield Cup. And I suppose there are plenty of people who consider Penrith a bit out of town.
I wouldn't go that far on my holidays.
Penrith has gone Canberra's way. Offside those outside backs in brown and white.
Now he's got Fittler again.
So Meninga, Fittler is the man who was up offside. Meninga will look for touch. Canberra have picked up 3 penalties to 1. And Meninga finds touch about 7 metres away from the halfway mark. Ball is with the restart. It's for Lance. He watched, young Steve Wallace watched his 2 brothers play very well for the Broncos yesterday. I guess he's got his eyes set on a grand final confrontation against his brothers. Daly's pass was really a low one. Carey had to really reach down and dive in the end to pick it up and knocked it on in the process.
Yeah, uncharacteristic pass. Certainly not the pass of a good 5'8", which he is, playing in the lock forward position today, of course.
Alexander for Izzard. Oh, he takes on O'Sullivan, beats him inside, but Daly broke quickly from the scrum.
Well, Daly's going to have to really cover this situation because Izzard's got a little bit on O'Sullivan in size and a considerable amount in size. He's done it on 2 occasions now, stepped him and gone inside.
Fittler plays it back. Bentley. Strong defence from the Raiders in the forwards. 40 metres out from the Canberra line. Walker. Simmons looking for Alexander. Stays with him. Switch of play for Izzard. Again showing he's liking to step inside. Geyer unloads for Green, who's in the line. Walker touches again. This time he makes the 22. It's on the last. Penrith have had a good share of possession at the right end of the field. Belcher fumbles Nelly. So hearts are in the mouth twice for Belcher. Meninga, the skipper, with a strong surge to take it away from the line. Martin. Todd. He was hit solidly by Geyer, square on. He faced the sideline, should have been penalised, Todd. He has been.
Well, I think he was totally disorientated after that hell of a knock he took there from the head-on tackle. Perhaps we might see that again. But he really might have been in Disneyland, although he looks okay now. But the way he takes the ball up. Now, here he goes on the State Bank replay. And 2 of the most uncompromising defenders in the team there took him. Now, look, he faces sideways, straight at right angles to the way he should.
51 from 79 for Alexander this season. 64%. Just outside the 22 and nearly in front of the sticks. Well, he's just got it. It wasn't all that confidently hit. 2-0 Penrith over Canberra. With the restart for the Raiders. Drives it down deep. Green takes it. Carey's there. And he takes him about 12 out from his own line. McIndoe going nowhere. Todd was in the tackle. He's recovered enough. Cartwright. Geyer. Good pass out for Smith. Can't get around Ferguson. The Panthers have got 1 tackle left. Alexander with plenty of time now. Down for Belcher, who has had a couple of anxious moments. Now Izzard's down there very quickly to wrap him up. Meninga to dummy half. Coyner's got back there. Meninga's going to run himself. And run very powerfully too.
That's the way to get your side on a forward move.
Plenty of possession in the opposition half for Penrith. Not so for the Raiders. Stewart. This is where they're dangerous if they're allowed to get it out wide. Penrith will try and stand up out wide in the backs and come in on them, force them back up the middle. It's the way they know best to try and beat this Canberra side. As Green brings it back now. And he's tackled 32 out from his own line. If they're the defensive tactics from Penrith all day today, Bill, how do the Raiders vary it?
Well, I suppose what they've got to do, Graham, is get good field position, go forward in the forwards and then try and play off that. You're right, but, you know, if Penrith do have a weakness, it's out near the sideline and Canberra's just the team to exploit it. It'll be a great battle, this, of whether Penrith's hustle and bustle tactics can just upset the rhythm of a free-flowing Canberra.
40 out from their own line, Penrith. Alexander works it for Cartwright. They wrap him up high. They know he's the man that will try and stand and unload in the tackles all day long. Alexander down for Ferguson's wing. You need plenty of defenders on this man. That's why. Bentley can't get him either. He may not have gone too far forward, but he showed you just how dangerous he is on his feet.
Yeah, the crowd love it every time Tika Ferguson has it. Now, Carey has it back on his 22. Break of tackle. And a good run from him brings it out 35 metres out from his own line.
Yeah, Phil Carey's a player I don't think that Tim Sheen's had terribly much thought about putting him in the first grade side. He's been a splendid player. He's one of those workaholic players that chases the ball all over the field.
You saw the handling mistake from Dean Lance. And the Panthers camped just outside the 22. Alexander threw the dummy and then selected Walker, who's now just inside the 22. With Alexander again. Back inside this time for Geyer. And Walker, who was still standing there after playing the ball, found himself taking another pass. Now it's for Cartwright. Around the corner for Walker. It's the third time he's got the ball standing still.
Third time he hasn't wanted it.
5 tackles gone for the Panthers. Alexander, the little kick ahead. Picked up, though, by Belcher. With a little bit of room to move. Out it comes from Meninga. Meninga's got the pass away for Martin. Up to halfway goes Martin. The cover across there.
Marvellous counter-attack by the Canberra side. Really turned the Penrith team right around after that grubber kick went through to Belcher.
Sort of stuff that Canberra fans have come to accept as being part of their repertoire. And it's certainly exciting stuff to watch when the Canberra side do that sort of thing. They're on the halfway mark. Todd for Lance. These two sides playing for first spot into the grand final. Whoever loses today will face Brisbane in the preliminary final next week. A pass from Meninga to Martin that was line ball. 35 metres away from the Panthers line. Walters gets a little closer. They've used up 5 tackles. Now Stewart. Picked up by Coyne. The tackle count restarted.
Well, it's a moot point whether that player had played at the football.
Now Lazarus inside the 22. In fact, well inside the 22. He's about 15, 18 metres away. Now Todd. Strong surge to get to 9 metres away.
Have a look at Fittler again here. He's still only about 3 yards back.
The switch for Meninga. Meninga getting up ahead of steam and gets to within 3 or 4 metres of the line. The Raiders doing just that, raiding away now at the Panthers line. The kick ahead, Daly is going to get this football. He'll score, Daly. No, did he bounce it?
He certainly bounced it. No doubt in the wide world. That's a golden opportunity gone for Canberra. I thought they played that superbly. Fittler and co on the wing out here had gone right up, but then you see Daly come through hard on the football and bounce it off the end of his hand over the dead ball line. So it comes back to the quarter for the Penrith side, and they'll have a restart from there.
Gee, still 2-0. McCallum, the referee, checked with his in-goal judge just to make sure.
No doubt in the wide world about that.
And there's the man who confirmed that indeed Daly did bounce the ball. So the Panthers with a bit of a let-off. And the sun peeps through the shadows of this stadium here. Is just amazing the way it plays havoc with cameras, because well, we've said it so often before, but the way the stadium is built is certainly not designed for television. Nevertheless, David Green almost at the halfway mark.
Cartwright's got a couple of very good passes away.
Now the Panthers turn the Raiders around. They've used up 5 tackles. Alexander blindside. This is down for Belcher, who will allow it to roll over the dead ball line. So just a little too much weight on the kick from Alexander. And they come back to the 22 for the restart. Walters does the honours for Lazarus. Now it's for Lance. Dean Lance is now 10 metres away from the halfway mark. Ricky Stewart. O'Sullivan, Meninga. Meninga got the pass nicely away from Martin. Throws the dummy. Got it back for Belcher to O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan crashed to the ground just outside the Penrith 22. Smart play from Canberra. Now Walters has it. Looking for a runner. Beat the first tackle. Walters running strongly. Gets to within 5 metres of the line with a marvellous run, but gee, the Penrith defence held up him. Coyne's gone to dummy half. Ricky Stewart for Daly. Got away for one. Penalty. Penalty to Canberra. Offside play. Daly wants a quick restart. He picks it up, and the referee's called it back.
This is an interesting call. The touch judge might acknowledge it's a try.
It is a try. It's a try.
And the referee was knocked over and couldn't see it. Controversy here straight away, but the referee is entitled to go on a touch judge's citing of an incident. Now the referee is going to talk to Simmons, and Mortimer's the man that's going to get 5 minutes in the bin, but he could have given 2 other Penrith players time in the bin there for being offside. Fittler was offside. He's been offside nearly all day.
Well, a sensational incident. Let's have a look at it again.
Okay, straight back replay. Here it goes. Daly's the man there, trying to use his bulk and power. He gets the penalty given to him, tries to get up there quickly and take it, which he's entitled to do. McCullum's pushed over, faces infield, doesn't see the ball, but the referee then goes and reverts to the touch judge. Here he goes from another angle. Now watch McCullum get tripped by the Penrith player. That was Mortimer tripped him. Whether that was accidental, I'm sure I don't know. But there the try was scored by Daly because he took the quick tap. And we'll see it again from another angle. We're watching Daly attempting to play the ball. Mortimer getting hacked down by, the referee McCullum getting hacked down by Mortimer. The try is scored. The touch judge acknowledges with the referee that a try was scored, even though he wasn't in possession of a complete sighting of it himself. So controversy rages here in the semi-final.
Meninga from the sideline. The controversy certainly does continue, unsuccessful from out wide. But the Raiders have the scoreline now 4-2. Competition in 82. Made their way to 2 semi-finals. They lost in 87. Because, as I said, they won it last year so well. Stewart now returns the favour in the kicking department. Green. Taken by O'Sullivan just short of halfway. Bentley. Clark. Made that advantage line well enough to get it 40 metres out from the Raiders line. Alexander. Infield for Cartwright. He's had plenty of support in this first half, Alexander. The defence must just be wondering when he's going to cut loose for a run himself. Fittler runs out wide. Alexander inside Belcher. He's cut loose all right next to the post. Fittler did it out wide, and Alexander says thanks for the pass back infield.
Absolutely beautiful football there, classy stuff. This is the sort of thing that we want to see Alexander do. He offloaded the pass to Fittler. Fittler got round Carey, made ground, gets a lob pass back inside, and then Alexander rounds Belcher. Beautiful footwork. Again, from another camera angle, Royce Simmons gives it to Alexander. He gives it out to Fittler. Fittler just dispossesses himself straight away of Carey. Carey is left behind on his wake. Alexander gets the in pass, a basketball type of pass, and he's able to finish the work off. Now, that's exactly what I spoke about just a few minutes ago, not wanting to be wise after the event, but this is the sort of thing you've come to expect from Alexander. He's such a class act, and he was sitting there quietly doing just enough, but suddenly burst into flames and has scored a magnificent try. He'll convert it, one would presuppose, and they're back in this game right in there with their boots on.
An unhappy skipper is laying down the law. They were gaining momentum. Now it's Penrith, who reach back and grab the lead again. Alexander's collected all the points as the Panthers lead 8-4 over the Raiders.
Now Bentley. Canberra are already into the grand final in reserve grade, and St George in the under-21s. The first teams into the grand finals for 1990. You'll see all the three grades on our big grand final coverage 2 weeks from today. Starts at 10 o'clock in the morning. Simmons makes a little dash from dummy half. Cartwright is in the dummy half now and reaches the halfway mark. 5 tackles gone for the Panthers. It's come back for Alexander. His kick on the last is down for Belcher. Izzard is first man to him.
Well, they've worked out a different technique with Belcher now. He's such a magnificent fielder with the ball in the air that now they've put in about 3 or 4 different grubber kicks to him today, and on 2 occasions, you'll recollect early in the game, he was in trouble and couldn't handle them. I think this is a good tactic. It's got him just a little bit shaky.
Dean Lance for Lazarus. 10 metres from halfway. Here's Coyne. Now there's 5 tackles gone for the Raiders. We're about 3 minutes away from the half-time break, but Canberra get the penalty. Now, McCallum's calling over Roy Simmons to tell him about something, and it's Geyer, the man who he wants to talk about.
I hate to say it, but he did touch the referee then, but not in an aggressive way. Guy just patted McCallum on the hand and said, but that's the reason for his penalty. He was up much too quick from the marker situation to tackle Stewart.
So Walters with the restart, just 10 metres inside the Penrith half. Todd. Now Carey. Tika Ferguson in there, a dummy half, and running from that position. Just outside the quarter now. The set move is Daly.
Forward.
Got a pass that may have been forward. Lazarus has come up with it, given it away to Meninga. Meninga says, get out of my way. Giving it away to Coyne. Coyne is about 18 metres away from the Penrith line. It's with Stewart. Now it's with O'Sullivan for Daly. Daly's pass to Carey. Back inside to Daly. A basketball pass over the top for Belcher. Back it comes for Daly. Play on, said McCallum. And Daly's floated one out for Meninga. Meninga gets to Izzard with a big, you don't argue, but Izzard did enough to make him lose the football.
Yeah, great tackle there from Izzard. That was a real tackle that needed to be made. Watch it again on the State Bank replay. He doesn't do it in the acceptance sense. He gets him by the jersey and pulls him down. And then Meninga trying to get the pass away through it. And the ball hit his head, his own head, and ricocheted forward.
Green playing the football. This is Fittler. So it's certainly been some exciting football in this first half, and we're about just over a minute away from the half-time break. And it's 8-4 to the Panthers.
Oh, it's been a hell of a game of rugby league. This is a good one, real good one.
Walker. Last tackle now against Penrith. Mortimer gives it back for Green. His kick is straight down to Belcher. Izzard is there to try and get him, but Belcher's got away from him and brings it back almost to halfway.
Yeah, that's not the sort of kick they need to do. That's normal tactics for any fullback. Is just to kick the ball downfield and hope it's going to go away. But you must insist your kickers kick away from Belcher. You can't put the ball in his hands. Do you agree with that, Bill Anderson?
Yeah, very much so, Rex. What he can also do, if you kick the ball to him on the full, he's got time to quickly have a look and sum up 2-on-1s down the edges of the field. Whereas if you put the ball on the ground, obviously he's watching the ball most of the time.
This is Canberra at their best, keeping the ball alive, but O'Sullivan has made the mistake, and Guy knocked it on trying to pick it up. So the scrum will go down for the first knock on.
Well, there'll be no time for the scrum, I don't think. The hooter should go right away.
It has.
So at the half-time break, we've got a scoreline that reads very excitingly because there's 40 minutes to go. Penrith 8, Canberra 4. Don't go away. We're going to be right back with more shortly.
Over Canberra. We're set for the start for the second half. And the Panther fans are here in force, of course. The F4 freeway was chock-a-block this morning, I would imagine, as the Panther supporters made their way to headquarters. The first half tacklers, well, Canberra made 118 of them, and Brent Todd contributed 20, while Penrith made 94 tackles, and Clark showing the way with 16.
Alexander sets himself for the kickoff. 40 minutes left now. Down for Carey. He brings it back. Taken strongly by Fittler. What about the dressing room wrap, Bill?
Well, firstly, Graham, no changes to either side. But Tim Sheens, the Raiders coach, he thought that his team, in fact, performed best in that first 40 minutes. But a bit of a story there. Obviously, Stewart's hamstring's not right, and you'll see this second 40, the pressure taken off him as far as the kicking game. Phil Gould in the other dressing room has asked Greg Alexander and Mark Guy for special efforts in this second 40.
Now the Raiders, Martin.
Just marvellous the way they worked the ball out to the wing there. I know they didn't make much progress, but there were 5 passes taken and given in very short order.
Smith has 3 defenders in front of him. He can't get past any of them. Green to do a little bit of work as he's forwards. Try and get across there. Walker. Tough game last weekend for Penrith in the second half. They tied a little. They were so far in front, I guess they might have coasted a little just as well. But sometimes that can be habit forming. Last tackle. Alexander keeps that low, tries to drive it towards touch. Ferguson doesn't want to have anything to do with it.
Yeah, another splendid kick by Greg Alexander, who's starting to assume a very important role for the Penrith side in this match. A great end-over-end kick that Fergo's been around too long to make a goose of himself and try to stop one of those from going over the sideline.
Down they go in the front row. Stewart for Belcher. Right on the 10-metre line in front of his own goalpost. Daly. What a talent and valuable talent he is and will be for Bob Fulton on the Kangaroo Tour. Play him anywhere in the back line. For that matter, play him second row or lock in the forwards. Coyne. Stewart. Early. On the count looking for a kick. Green takes it well on the run. O'Sullivan down there. Carey comes across with a nice low tackle. Bradley Clyde is the man that should have been wearing the 13. Miss his running, his size and his strength. Geyer. Penrith got an early try in the second half last week, which really did wrap up the match for them. I wonder who's going to start this second 40 on a positive note. Clark, no support for him. Last tackle against Penrith now. Alexander, just too deep this one. Getting goal back to the 22. They lead by 4 points, the Panthers. Steve Walters with a restart for Dean Lance. Terrific pace in that first half. The best semi-final that we've had so far in the series. Walters running from dummy half. Brother Kerr did it all day long yesterday and successfully. Stewart, O'Sullivan, Belcher in for an extra man. Now Carey goes infield for Stewart. Quick hands and a long pass for Daly. Meninga standing flat, has to get started. Back for Daly, who had supported him and bust clear. O'Sullivan's infield. Martin's outside to the in goal. Martin, the bounce is there for McIndoe and he forces it. But it's Daly again.
Yes, beautiful stuff here. Daly was the man that created the thing, the run, and puts the little grubber kick through, trying to find Martin, but McIndoe was there, although Martin got the ball at the end of it.
Well, the next 6 tackles are about to tell a real story.
And Greg Alexander has to try and make this one as deep as he can. It's down for Stewart, just standing in his own half.
Yeah, pretty good kick too, got over halfway.
Belcher. By the time he's caught, he's 35 metres away from the Penrith line. And Stewart and O'Sullivan and Meninga. Meninga very nearly got through and got a beautiful ball away to Coyne. Coyne going for the line. Hung on to it himself. He had O'Sullivan inside.
He won't get any thanks from his coach over that one, I promise you.
Now it's with Stewart. Interception! But the penalty has come.
He should have 5 minutes in the bin. He has. Keep walking up the tunnel, he said.
Coyne is the man I'm concerned about more. I thought he had a golden opportunity in that run to offload the football, and I suggest he just got a bit greedy at the end of it and wanted to make a big man of himself and do the job for his team, and it just didn't work. That was a classic example of having to give a pass.
So Bentley finds himself in the sin bin for 5 minutes. The Raiders are really starting to put some things together, just not quite finishing them off.
Well, that was magnificent from Meninga there, the way he dispossessed himself of a tackler and offloaded the football to Coyne. That was just beautiful.
Doesn't matter which team you support, you've got to say that whenever the Raiders are playing, they provide you with plenty of entertainment. Now Meninga. Gee, it was an awful looking kick, but he got the flags up. So the Raiders get 2 points closer. The Panthers hang on 8-6 over Canberra.
Mortimer, Graham. I think obviously Mortimer suffered an injury. Matthew Wood in 41 going on bare. He'll be replacing Phil Carey.
Matthew Wood has played a great deal of football in the top grade this year. Ricky Stewart over David Green's head. Almost back on his own line by the time he had it. O'Sullivan's chasing. Got away from O'Sullivan, but not from Daly. Now play just outside the Penrith 22. I wonder if the Panthers can hang on and get into their first ever first grade grand final. Well, they've got just under 24 minutes to retain this lead as Cartwright gets up to the halfway mark. Shower starting to get a lot heavier now. Walker. Now Simmons. Now this game started with synthetic football, so handling shouldn't be a major problem despite this quite heavy downpour now. The lights have been turned on here at the stadium, and Alexander finds touch only about 4 metres from the line.
Yes, that's another great kick. They just keep coming off his foot with monotonous regularity. He's got this Sydney Football Stadium pegged out, really. Oh, the rain is torrential now. The players are getting a bit of a cooling shower. No doubt they'll appreciate that. And so are the crowd.
Yeah. Those fortunate enough to have umbrellas, not concerned about it. Those without it are seeking some shelter. O'Sullivan. Now there's the Raiders try and get this away from their own line. Belcher Bill, who's going to fancy the rain more?
Oh, no doubt. I think this favours Penrith very much, Ian. You know, they're not going to change their game plan all that much now. They're going to hit it up the centre. They're going to work the ball from dummy half and kick and chase. And they're in front on the scoreboard. It's Canberra that have got to push it.
Well, Ricky Stewart has been able to pick up the loose ball. Now, Stewart's over halfway. That's where he'll be pulled down, only 32 metres away. But a fine run from Ricky Stewart.
Great tackle there from McIndoe.
Of course, Ricky Stewart didn't stretch out in that run. He does have a hamstring problem, but nevertheless, it was a good run. Now, it's come back for Walters. Goes to ground just outside the 22.
When Stewart made that break, it was touched by Penrith. He never signalled 6 more. He's only given them 2 tackles.
That's come off Penrith. And Ricky Stewart looking as if he wants to come from the field, Bill.
Going to Nigel Gaffey, and 40 will be going on, and that's the change. Stewart to come off. He can't stretch out.
Done marvellously well to get this far. Now Walker. As Gaffey still waits for Stewart to come to the sideline. Clark brings it up for the Panthers. Carter. And a Penrith change over Tanzaville.
And 41, he goes on for Mark Geyer. Both coaches now trying to get players on that are going to suit the conditions, and in Canberra's case, try and turn the game as well.
Right on the halfway mark. Cartwright. Now they're the 2 reserves, Gaffey and Vitanza, getting set to go on for their respective sides. Last tackle, Alexander puts it down for Belcher. He's only a few metres from his own line.
Fiddler's done marvellously well in the chase department this afternoon. On about 6 occasions he's been through very quickly on the kick and run down either Belcher or one of the wing 3/4 of the Canberra side. Very good.
Now Meninga charges ahead. 15 tackles the Panthers have missed, just 9 for the Raiders. Dean Lance. 32 out from his own line. Playing it forward.
Well, he knows better than that. He really should know better than that. Now have a look at it on the State Bank replay. Well, he's construed. There's the marker standing about a yard in front of him, number 8, that Clark was off camera. He can't construe that he's not marked if a player's standing a yard from him.
Both those changes going out there. Stewart's far from happy. Maybe he doesn't want to come on. Showed it there. The Tanzers out there also for Geyer. He makes the trek back to the bench. Stewart. Lazarus gets some attention for a shoulder. Two from 2 for Alexander, this one, to force the Raiders to a try. "33 metres out. Just off centre field. Alexander, does mean that the Raiders need a try now. It's 10-6, the Panthers over Canberra. A bit of room to move out in this 5-8 position. Back in field from Meninga. Trying to run straight over the top of Carter. Lazarus. I'm sorry, it's Gaffey. 32 out from their own line. Now Lazarus. Strong run from the front rower. Steve Walters. It was a quick play of the ball. He tried to scoot out of dummy half. Lazarus once more. Coyne. He'll be wrapped up with only one more tackle remaining for Canberra. All even in the opposition half. And little between these two sides. Who have produced a terrific semi-final. Green. Green straightens. Good run from Green to take the pressure off.
The Panthers only 15 minutes away from their first ever grand final. 10-6. The Panthers in front by 4. Simmons. It's 5 metres from halfway. Vatanza. This is Cartwright. Refuses to go to ground. Alexander again. This is back for Belcher. Somebody took the corner post. It was the Penrith defender, Ferguson. Pulled down about 8 metres away from his own line.
Well, Penrith have really got Canberra hemmed in at the moment. The Canberra side really, I think, have got to start opening up. They've got to start playing a little bit of moderate catch-up football to try to get out of this area and try to get this try that they need desperately.
Now Meninga. Got it back for Walters. Over the top for Gaffey. Tackle count restarts.
It's a bit of luck for them.
This is Lance. Takes it inside to the Penrith half. Now Meninga again. Daly really had to struggle to hang on to that one. Martin. Daly. For Walters. Then for Todd. Now Wood. Really stretching it from one side of the field to the other. Gaffey. 5 tackles gone. The Raiders just outside the Penrith 22. O'Sullivan. Now it's Daly. This is Meninga. Belcher. Belcher. Still going. Belcher. Belcher. Get a little kick ahead. It's there. Who's got it? They're finding a try. McCallum checks with the in-goal judge. Try. Try to the Raiders.
Well, I'll be very, very keen to see this one on the State Bank replay from the head-on shot, preferably. That's exactly the way we want it. We're going to have a look at this now because I've got some severe doubts about it, but we shall see. Meninga out to Belcher. Belcher comes back infield. And then, what's the little grubber kick? I thought he made an error at this point. Easy for me to say, but I thought perhaps he shouldn't have kicked. But there, yes, he does score the try. And who is it? Lazarus. Lazarus scores the try. I was more interested in watching Belcher. Now, Meninga timed his pass, giving Belcher a little bit of room to come back on the inside. Evades the tackle of Alexander. Gets 10 metres out. Kicks ahead. And Lazarus, coming on the great big dive at the end, manages to ground the ball. Now, the referee admitted when he looked at the in-goal touch judge that he had no idea, that he was in doubt, very much in doubt. This is another example of the value of the touch judges being in goal, because the touch judge was consulted and said fair try.
Now Meninga has added the extras. Ho, ho! Do we have a football game on our hands? Canberra now 12 and the Panthers 10. So the restart from the Panthers. What a struggle this is here at the football stadium. It's down for Belcher. Sensational semi-final football. Daly. And Canberra with another change bill.
Wayne Collins in 22. Good dummy half runner and a good kicking game. He goes on for Brent Todd.
Had a terrific game in the reserve grade.
Sure did.
This is Collins at dummy half right now.
Yes, he's a very smart player. They only scored 3 tries in the winning of the reserve grade, the Canberra side. And he gave 3 passes, which resulted each in somebody outside him scoring a try. I couldn't think of anything better to do. Absolutely marvellous performance. And he's on the field in number 22 for the Canberra team.
Now the Panthers, who have led all the way, now find themselves 2 points in arrears. Clark crashes his way up to the halfway mark. Now Vatanza. 10 metres inside the Canberra half. Alexander. Dummying, weaving, and able to slip the pass to Cartwright. Last tackle now against the Panthers.
Mal Meninga got a smack in the mouth from Cartwright there. I think it was accidental. And Mal looked up in an appealing way to the touch judge, but nothing came of it.
9.5 minutes left in this semi-final. And from trying to wrap it up, Bill, they've got to open it up, Penrith.
Well, the team that's behind obviously has to create a lot more, don't they? And that was Canberra for a long time, but now it's Penrith's turn. They're on the receiving end of that. They're just going to have to make something. And the men they're going to be looking to are going to be Greg Alexander, of course, and I think John Cartwright, their back rower.
Canberra trying to make it nice and easy inside their own territory, no mistakes. O'Sullivan plays it back. Lazarus. He's been strong in the last 20 minutes, especially Lazarus. Daly back for the kick. He's been everywhere this afternoon. The kick splits Green and Smith. An awkward bounce too for Green. Allows the Canberra chasers plenty of time to get down there, and a good tackle from O'Sullivan.
Great little chaser of the kicks, O'Sullivan. Absolutely beautiful, that one.
Smith. The Raiders try and lift their effort here to try and force an error from the Penrith side. Bentley. Alexander staying in a dummy half. Simmons showed it on the inside. One more change, Bill.
Woods in 21. Dave Woods it is. Number 21, Graham, takes the place of Lazarus, who's had a wow of a match.
Izzard got clear. That was a line ball to McIndoe. Kick over the top. Daly's getting back. Recovers the situation. I have no doubts about the last pass to McIndoe. Now Daly's taking his time. McCallum will probably ask somebody else to play the ball.
Well, the State Bank replay shows the chase. There's Daly falling on it, but I can't see anything why he would need to be treated there, because he looked up straight away at the referee as soon as he grounded the football there.
Collins, plenty of running from dummy half. Daly clutching at an ankle. 32 out from their own line as they just settle again to maybe look for a kick. Penrith will be very keen, maybe a double marker situation to put pressure on the kicker. Belcher gets the kick in well. Green will look up and find Gaffey, and Wood still trying to break clear. Daly's back into the line. Penrith have under 7 minutes left. 12-10 the Raiders. Izzard. A lot of football left in this semi-final still. Bentley. Bentley round behind Alexander. Izzard. Carter. There's a hole for Carter. The Panthers desperate. And now it might be all locked up. We might be looking at extra time. Alexander will have the kick.
Yes, watch very carefully now. Let's see exactly what happens. A little bit of milking it by Carter, I suggest. But all the players do it these days, so one can't really criticise one team and not the other. They all do it. But that was a milk penalty.
Well, he's got 3 from 3, and the last one he kicked was from about this position. The rain has certainly eased. There's the angle for him. He's not far off centre field, and about 34 out. The most important kick of the 1990 season for Greg Alexander. He's heading back the other side of halfway. It's locked up. 12 all, Canberra and Penrith.
Marvellous moment for the Penrith side. Alexander's pretty happy about it. Shoves his mouth guard back into his mouth with a big grin. He's enjoyed that kick very much.
So we're locked up with 5 minutes, or just under 5 minutes of play left.
And 5 minutes of field goal.
Yeah, 5 minutes of field goals, yes. Oh, dear. Dramatic stuff here at the football stadium. Trust you're enjoying it at home. And it could well be, of course, that both these teams will play again in 2 weeks' time. And I don't think anybody would not be looking forward to that. Phil Gould, anxious times for both coaches and for Timmy Sheens as well. Now the Panthers are on their own 22. We are looking at an extra 10 minutes each way if these scores remain locked up at full time. Simmons. 10 metres from the halfway mark. Alexander. Down for Belcher. Belcher gets past his 22.
Bentley wrapped him up pretty strongly there.
Ferguson. Still going. Now Daly. Wallers. O'Sullivan. Coyne. And the defence is good. 5 tackles gone now for the Raiders. It's come back for Daly. On the last. Kicks away from David Green. Green is only 5 metres away from his own line. Just 3 minutes of play left to full time. Fittler. Got to the 22. Now Carter. Walters is there. Cartwright. Both these sides will be absolutely exhausted. I don't think either will relish going an extra 10 minutes each way, because this game has been played at a fantastic pace. Just a couple of minutes left to full time. Alexander. Ferguson's come back for it. Ferguson has it. The defence gets him just about on the 22.
I don't know that anybody will get a chance at a field goal, but if they do, it's Canberra who have kicked 4 this year. Penrith just the 1.
Neither side has been able to get into a position to take that. Now Lance. Belcher. Belcher's taken 32 out. Chris O'Sullivan's no stranger to field goals, Pete.
No, not at all. I'm sure the one that he'll remember most was the one that broke the deadlock in last year's grand final. He'll be looking to do the same thing in this one.
That was beautifully picked up by Greg Alexander. So this is really a tremendous struggle. I trust wherever you're watching us in Australia, you're enjoying this fantastic semi-final football here at the Sydney Football Stadium. Walker just inside the Raiders half, and there's less than a minute to go to full time.
Someone's got to have a long-range shot.
This is the last for Penrith. Alexander wants it. Never a chance. Belcher brings it back for the Raiders. Sends Martin inside. Now it's with Meninga. Collins in a dummy half. Woods. The Raiders are 32 out from their own line. O'Sullivan out for Daly. Woods has gone without it. Ferguson cleans it up.
Ball went backwards according to the referee. No roar from the crowd, so we can assume that they're all pretty happy with it.
D. Lance. And there is the siren. Siren sounds to signal full time. So we're going to have 10 minutes extra each way.
For the replacements to both sides, Bill.
Canberra got none left, Graham. They've used their 4. Penrith have used up 2 of theirs, so that's got to be an ace that Phil Gould might play.
Is that going to tell, Bill? Who do you expect to get home?
Well, I think Penrith will, purely because of that fact, and I just think that they're going to be just that touch fresher, Graham, having played last week. The week off isn't going to help Canberra.
Peter, Canberra have looked the most dangerous.
Well, as I said earlier, Graham, they've created more chances, but full marks to the Penrith defence. When they've got into trouble, they've been able to scramble out of it. You know, mate, it's an even money bet, as it was when the game kicked off. I suppose now whoever can play the best field position is going to win, which means that the kicking game is ultra important.
Carter. Penrith are probably better served there too, as Carter brings it away well for Izzard. Izzard on the break from the kickoff. The pace. They had a chance to get a breather for about 60 seconds before the restart. Now they've got to pick it up again. Batanza. Taken by Walters. Simmons. Back for Alexander. Alexander running out of territory and running into Fittler. Now he unloads for him. It might be Penrith with the first shot at field goal in extra time. Right up the middle, Walker. Last tackle. Alexander is very wide. And Millie with time. Kicking to the in goal. Will it go dead? It will by itself.
Well, again, Greg Alexander being called on to try to keep his side on an attacking position here. He's the player that's got to, in my view, for the Penrith side, has to pull out that little bit extra, exactly the way he did it to score the first try, set up somebody, back up, do something or other dramatic, because it's all, in my view, up to him.
Steve Walters. Coyne. Hope you're enjoying it in Adelaide and Perth. We've had about a minute of extra time. So, still locked up. Just over that minute and a half. Now 2 minutes of extra time. Green. 26 players looking for a solution to a very big problem. Carter from dummy half. Carter still going. Izzard's inside. Under the post. No, it was a bad pass. He kicked it. It's play on. They nearly slid him over. A metre away. A good pass, and he probably scores. They've got it from dummy half. The Panthers. Alexander's got his second.
Well, astonishing play here. Absolutely wild. The Penrith portion of the crowd have gone. Let's watch this magnificent break by Carter. Through 2 defenders there, right up the middle of the field. Approaches Belcher, throws a horror pass, which Izzard is able to get on the foot, but has to dive over, and the referee is adjudicating that it came off the leg. Now Alexander's a dummy half. He sights a small opening and dives through. There's little doubt about it. That's exactly the sort of thing, again, not wishing to second guess anyone, but that's exactly what I expected Alexander to do. He was one of the few players that had the pace to get there for this situation to be able to exploit it. Now here he goes, straight from dummy half in, despite the tackle of Daly. Now Daly had a very shocked look on his face then, but I suggest the shock was more because he'd seen a try scored from virtually underneath his nose rather than any disagreement he had with the decision.
What a day for Alexander. 2 tries and 4 goals. And Gould again thinks they might be into the grand final. The Raiders to come back once more. Great semi. They need to convert it try. 18-12, Penrith over Canberra. Tim Sheens.
Wishing he had a .303 rifle handy so he could shoot Alexander.
Meninga now with the problems on his hands. The Broncos all sitting back, just wondering who they're going to play. Still got a long time left in this one. Fumbled in the in goal for a moment. Smith gets back out near the 22.
Tremendous game of football. Matanza. Now Cartwright. Cartwright got a pass away. Here come the Panthers again. David Green slipping as the defence reached him. The Panthers really getting a roll on here. And Canberra looking very tired. Alexander has turned it back inside. It's still on. They're only 10 metres away, the Panthers. Bentley will play it. Back the blind side. Alexander's given it away to Carter. Carter losing the football. Belcher lost it. Who's got it? McCallum is going to play the knock on. Oh, the drama here. But Canberra are looking very tired, Pete.
They certainly are, Ian. The extra time didn't suit them at all. Making plenty of ground up the middle of the rucks, Penrith. That's a bad sign. They look home, even though there is another, 12, 13 minutes to go.
O'Sullivan bringing the football back for the scrum. It's gone with the feed. Belcher. Brought down 12 metres away. Gaffey. Coyne. Strong Penrith defence. Right on the Canberra 22. Collins. Crawling. Now it's with Daly. Meninga for Belcher. 5 tackles gone for the Raiders. And Daly sends it down for David Green. Green caught by Ferguson. Now, if this game is still tied up, well, it's not tied up at the moment, but if the Raiders can get back to tie the game up after this extra time, this semi-final will be replayed next Tuesday. But we're still 12 and a half minutes away from that possibility as Carter tries to weave his way through. Fiddler gets to halfway.
Carter's had a great impact on this game with that long run. He's had several very good runs since he came on. I genuinely believe he's one of the most talented players in the Penrith lineup. A bit amazed he hasn't been in the first grade squad.
Down for Belcher again. Just 10 metres away from the Canberra line. Ferguson. Straight across field. Woods. Here's Coyne. Carries it over the 22-metre line. Now Daly. Meninga somehow was able to catch it. It's back for Daly. The little kick and chase was interfered with, I thought. Referee's going to penalise him now.
Yeah, justifiably so. It put him off his stride. There was every chance he'd get through onto this. Now watch it. There it is from Cartwright, the big pullback, not a head-high tackle, nothing to do with that, but a professional foul, attempting to pull him back slowly, or slow him down in some way. Good decision by McCallum.
So Meninga will look for touch. He's right on the halfway mark. And we've only got about 3/4 of a minute before we have this turnaround again. Woods is just outside the 22. Here's Meninga losing the football and losing it forward, according to McCallum.
Well, up the blind side they go. That's the hooker. Collins, yes, I'm sorry. His name just slipped the brain there for a few seconds. Trying to get it past to Meninga. Meninga took it all right, but in attempting to get it out to the wing 3/4, the ball went forward.
So the Panthers have it inside their own 22. And the siren will sound at any second. There it is now. And referee McCallum turns them around. 18-12. The Panthers lead by 6.
Deficit for the Raiders. 18 to Penrith, all scored by this man Alexander. It's on again. Penrith on the blind side of McCallum were about 2 metres offside from the kickoff. Martin's wrapped up by the players that were in front of the kicker. Yaffe. Collins. O'Sullivan. Wood dashes into dummy half and makes an absolute meal of it.
Well, I think it was O'Sullivan's leg that probably got in the way there, because he's got there it was. You see his foot, he's got a cramp in the right leg. He can't bend the leg, and it's very difficult for him to try to play the ball there. The ball's stuck underneath his foot. So that's brought about the problem.
O'Sullivan's still in real trouble with that cramp at the scrum base. Izzard, taken by Daly. Simple tactics here, Peter.
Yeah, very simple. I wouldn't be surprised if they work in for a field goal. If they go 7 up, they're unbeatable. I suppose they've got that option, or just try to play good field position with a couple that kicks into the in goal. But Penrith do look very, very strong at this end.
Like a magnet, the forwards are heading towards the goalposts. Alexander in behind is calling on an early tackle. A dummy from Simmons. Alexander stays in behind the ruck. He tried to set himself. Went back the other way. Still going. Who's going to tackle him? Simmons now. He puts his head down, ends up 7-8 metres away. Last tackle. One tackle to try and get 1 point. Up the middle, Alexander! That's it, surely! Alexander said to Fittler, just give me an option on the inside. It's Fittler and Alexander who have worked another try. They might be on their way to history.
A great try. State Bank replay. Alexander's done the spade work, in my view. He positioned him. He told him where to go. And that's exactly what the youngster had to do, just accelerate a few yards to score the try. Alexander sprinted out to the right there before this move was on. Fittler stayed around on the inside. Canberra players were left in disarray in Fittler's wake as he takes the in pass from Alexander and scores what is certainly the try that takes them into their first ever grand final.
Brad Fittler, great talent. At 18 years of age, he's headed for a grand final. Alexander, 5 from 5. It really has been Greg Alexander's day here at the stadium, along with this club from out west. Make it 6 from 6. Smile right across his dial, 24-12. Another change for Penrith, Bill.
Rod McNeil in 25 for Paul Clark, who was cramping up badly but did the job.
This man's not cramping up. Smith. Swinging arm from Daly. Great run from the kickoff. Smith's injured. Very, very slow to his feet. Fittler will take it infield and restart play. Well, how cruel can a game be? The Raiders were leading into the 35th minute of the second half, when the penalty was given away for laying on a man in possession of the ball. Alexander locked it up. They were 5 minutes away from their second successive grand final. Now they're in tons of trouble. Cartwright. Last tackle against Penrith. Great semi-final. Truly great semi-final. Alexander kicks in behind the defence for Belcher. He might be wrapped up in goal. No, he gets back into the field of play. And Bill, last week you said that it was the day that Greg Alexander matured. Maybe they've got another try here. They have. I'll come back about that, Bill. They forced the Raiders back into their own end goal. Royce Simmons is on the spot.
Oh, Royce, you're not going to take it, are you? This is a marvellous try, a marvellous moment for Royce Simmons. He's waited all these years, and suddenly in the tackle, the Canberra side is dispossessed of the football, and Royce Simmons is Johnny on the spot to get there. Now look at it here again. Martin goes into it. The ball is just lying there. He doesn't have to do anything except pick it up and put it down. Now, as the years go by, this young fella, Simmons, is going to tell about this try, and it's going to get longer and longer. Believe me, by the time he's finished, it's going to be 50 yards he's run and sidestepped half the team. But that's a great moment for Royce Simmons.
He's at least a Mercedes-Benz, isn't he? Oh. Royce. Alexander. It's on target. Oh, what a kick. What a day for the Panthers. Greg Alexander, 7 from 7. 30-12 the Panthers over the Raiders.
The Raiders restart knowing that they have to back up and play the Broncos next week. But I really think, with the greatest respect to the Broncos, it would be a fitting grand final to have these two teams go around again. The Panther reserves, they're really enjoying it.
I think the Broncos have something to say about that statement there. I feel disposed to say a little bit on behalf of the Broncos side. I reckon they're a very, very good team, and they're going to get stronger.
Yeah, I'm not talking about that, but this performance from these two teams is what inspired me to say that.
Oh yes, I understand.
So Cartwright brings it up. Now, Bill, we sort of tried to get to you before, but Royce Simmons cut you off by scoring a try. We were talking about Greg Alexander's maturity.
Yeah, I was. I remember last week I said something like on the 2nd of the 9th, 1990 was the day Greg Alexander finally made it. Well, that being the case, I think he confirmed that today this has been a flawless halfback display. Couldn't possibly be left out of the Kangaroo Tour.
Now O'Sullivan right on the halfway mark with this scrum. Daly and Meninga, and Big Mal's found a way through. Back it comes for Belcher. Belcher just outside the 22. Daly at dummy half. O'Sullivan, Wood, got to the quarter line. So the Raiders get that little bit closer. Hope you're enjoying this as the Raiders desperately try to show their fans that they're able to score some tries. They've already scored 2 of them, but unfortunately for them, the Panthers have scored 4. Now Coyne throwing the football forward in the end. So the Panthers come up with possession via Joe Batanza. Simmons in a dummy half. The Raiders sticking to their guns in defence. But there's less than 60 seconds of this semi-final remaining. Tackle count restarts. Alexander will play it. These fellas are just about out on their feet. 30 seconds to the end of this extra time period. And the Panthers making history by making the grand final for the first time. And the Raiders, after this titanic struggle today, will have to back up in the preliminary final next Sunday, and they'll be taking on the Brisbane Broncos.
There's Cartwright just gone down with cramp in both legs.
The Panther fans counting the clock down. McCallum signals the last tackle. They won't have time to make the last play the ball. McCallum says that's it. The Penrith Panthers are into the grand final of the Winfield Cup for the first time in the club's history. A tremendous moment for the Penrith club. The Panthers are in the grand final after this titanic struggle today against the defending premiers from Canberra. The jubilation in the Penrith camp is just amazing, and what a moment it is for coach Phil Gould as well. We've got an injured player now still being treated, but there it is, the Penrith score.
Yes, Cartwright still down being treated with cramps in both legs. He can't walk at the moment. Penrith 30 points. Alexander 2. Fittler, Simmons scored tries. Alexander with a perfect scoring record. 7 goals from 7 attempts. 30 points. Canberra 12 points came from Daly and Lazarus, a try apiece. Meninga 2 goals. So there it was, 30 points to 12. Penrith have demolished Canberra side in this semi-final.
Picked up the man of the match, our State Bank man of the match last Sunday. He's done it again this weekend. Greg Alexander, what a performance, extra time.
Yeah, mate, it was unbelievable out there, you know. I think for a side like Canberra to score, with 10 minutes to go, and to be able to come back and beat him in extra time, tremendous effort from everyone.
Yeah, well, it wasn't shaping as that, but goal kicking one of your best days.
Yeah, well, I had the opportunities, and I was striking the ball pretty well, so, lucky I sort of put them over.
Congratulations, history is made, and your second $1,000 straight into a State One account from the State Bank.
Yeah, we've got 2 weeks now to get ready, and it'll be tremendous out of Penrith, and thank you State Bank and Channel 10. Thanks.
All right, well done. For a moment I thought we were going to have some real problems as far as the Dally M telecast was concerned if this match had gone into replay next Tuesday night. But of course you can come along and join us now at the Sydney Entertainment Centre. $10 open to the public for the very first time. Come and rub shoulders with all the great stars of the game of rugby league. While talking about plenty of winners here in the Penrith room, jump in the queue. Here's your chance to be a real winner.
Yeah. All of these people, Phil, have been waiting 23 years. History's been made. It must be great to be a part of it.
Yeah, it is, Bill, and great for the club, great to get the success and the recognition. We've got a fortnight now to get ready for the grand final, and I just think all these fellas live together and they've played together for a long time, and even in our staff, blokes like Len Stacker and Jeff Gerard and Darryl Broman and Jamie Jones, all players with the club, and it's great that we've all been together through this year, and a grand final appearance is, well, it's a worthy reward.
Well, Brad, Roy Simmons had to wait till he was 30 to make a grand final. You're 18. Must be a pretty exciting day for you.
Yeah, it's a great win today, but we realise we've got to buckle down the next 2 weeks, and the biggest one's yet to come, the grand final.
I suppose that's the most important thing, like plenty of celebrations here today, but it means nothing apart to the extent that you've had a successful season in getting to the grand final, but now that you're this close, you've got to win it.
Yeah, we'll have a big celebration tonight just to get there, but we're going to get straight back to train tomorrow and concentrate.
The Channel 10 Dally M Awards is proudly brought to you